fondest memory of Larry and Linda is when we were up at Loch D. We were boating and I think we'd been skiing. But Greg and Larry finally convinced Linda to get in the water. And Larry was out there for comfort. Well, she had her life jacket on and it was properly secure. Larry was out there. And she started climbing on Larry. And Larry started going under the water. And she almost drowned him with his life jacket on. But when we got back in the boat, Larry let Greg drive, and that was just odd because Greg never got to drive. And Greg started going in circles with Linda in there, and we all know poor little Linda, she's got bad inner ear problems. And she laid in the floor and was yelling, "Greg, stop! Larry, make him stop! Please, stop!"
Hey Mom and Dad, I was asked to make a short video talking about a favorite memory for each of you, and I think my favorite memory with Mom would be the time that I wrote "mad" in front of the word dog and put it on one of Dad's cards for Dogwood Estates and put it back in his pile of cards in church. And Mom and I got so tickled that we laughed for a solid 45 minutes, and Dad was so mad at us. But I don't think either of us ever told him that what we were laughing at. And
hey guys, so my favorite memories. Larry, you were my campaign manager in the mayor election of 2021, and you really were, you stood by my side the whole time. You drove me around, you were my chauffeur. It was like driving Miss Daisy. And you really pushed me to make the effort to talk to everyone. And, but that's just who you are, because you do go the extra mile. And I love that you have that work ethic. You're one of the most organized people that I've ever known. I wish I had a little bit of that in me.
All right, my favorite Mama Lynn memory is from when I was a kid. We would always go to Tupelo, and Mama, for some reason, would sit in the car while me and Papa would go play putt-putt. She'd get out and play sometimes, but she'd sit in the car a lot of times. I don't know what she did. This was before smartphones, but she was a good trooper for just sitting there and waiting for us to get done playing goofy golf. And then we would go out to eat. And then we would...
Let's see. Favorite memories of Mama and Papa. I got two that stick out. First one is whenever we were younger, and I used to always make my mom be the big bad wolf, and me and Papa and Corey would be the three little pigs, and I'd make Papa crawl in that tiny little playhouse I had. And me and Corey would just laugh because it was so fun.
Okay, so my favorite memory of Mama is the night that we went to the Velvet Cream after one of Corey's football games. It was when we were at Hernando, so we'd only been married for like either less than a year or less than 2 years, because it was one of the first 2 years. And they came to the game, and we went and got milkshakes after the game. And it was so funny. The milkshake was so thick that she couldn't get the milkshake through the straw to drink the milkshake. And it was definitely one of those you had to be there to understand why it was so funny. But like, the best part was that she was laughing like hysterically. And when she gets cracked up, it's the most amazing thing ever. And so she was getting cracked up, then we were all getting cracked up, then it all, like, the laughter like intensified, because one would laugh and then the other someone else would laugh because that person had laughed. And like, anytime that it started to die down, it would just get riled back up because somebody else would laugh, causing a chain of reaction of laughter. And it went on for probably no less than like 15 minutes, maybe longer, but we were breathless by the end of it. It was hysterical. And we still talk about it to this day. Anytime somebody mentions a milkshake, anytime somebody mentions Hernando, anytime we're all together, it can come up. It's one of my favorites. And my
All right. My favorite memory of Papa Larry, Mama Lynn would be just that they just their family gatherings on Sundays that they do. We do every so often. I love those. Those are great. And after Kelsey and I got married, I was walking through and looking at all this stuff or whatever in this house that they gave me a present out of, and Mama Lynn, just our talks that we have, and she's just easy to talk to, and I love it.
I also have to say that one of my fondest memories was happened just recently. When Larry said goodbye to Jesus in the prayer. He did not say amen. He said goodbye.
It would have to be all the times that we were water skiing together when I was young, and he was my boat driver, and just some of the best times in my life.
Wolfgang, I don't know what is your magic spell that you have on babies and dogs, but you were Dylan's favorite one, and he would laugh for you and nobody else. And then Wolfgang, whenever you'd come to the house, we'd have to let him meet you outside because we knew that he was going to pee all over that floor if you pet him when you came inside. So I don't know what kind of voodoo you have on these dogs and babies, but that's a special talent for sure. Wolfgang.
Being young, like I think I was 7 or 8, and after beating Papa at putt-putt, he was normally pretty upset, and probably wasn't feeling just too great about himself. So we'd be sitting there, and they'd come over to the wait staff at Applebee's would come over and drop off the little coloring packets. Well, I'd take off and start coloring my little giraffe or whatever it was that they'd had that week, and Papa would always want to grade my coloring, and I never made better than a C, and I was a straight A student in literally everything else I did. But I'd ask for a second opinion, and Mama always said it was the best coloring job she'd ever seen ever. So that definitely sums her up in a nutshell. She's always been our biggest fan and supporter, and she's always taken good care of us even when Papa was trying to be a jerk. So being young, like I think I was 7 or 8, and after
What's up, Mama and Papa? This is Dylan, and my favorite memory of both of y'all is one day I walked into Complete Home Care, and I had told Mama that I was going to get all these tattoos and a mullet and all this crazy stuff, and Papa and Dad were all in on the joke, and it was pretty awesome seeing her reaction. We eventually told her it wasn't true, so she didn't freak out too much.
Hey, it's Presley, and we were asked to give some of our favorite memories with y'all, and though I've thought about it for a while, and I think mine with Papa has to be, I think I was in like 4th grade, and I came to y'all's house after school, and Papa was there, and he sat at the kitchen counter with me for like an hour and taught me how to make a paper airplane, and I still know how to make it to this day, and I never forgot because I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and that was one of the most special memories I have.
One of the greatest moments with Larry was we were in Birmingham looking for Greg and I an apartment, And I had been around Larry a ton, and I knew how he was at the shoe plant, but I didn't actually had never observed it. Well, we get in Birmingham and we've had a long day, and we get gas at a gas station, and the gas was bad. We got out on Montgomery Highway, crazy traffic, and Larry's truck starts going boom, boom, boom. It won't even go. Well, we pull back into the gas station, and Larry gets a hold of this little clerk in the gas station so bad, I know that little guy wanted to just die. The little guy told him, he said, now, Mr. Quinn, we can't give you a refund, but we can give you more gas. Well, that wasn't going to work for Larry. So Larry instructs Greg to start loading up those Cokes that's sitting right there until he felt like that he had an even amount to the gas or the pump that he was going to have to come and have them pump out his gas. Well, from my recolletion, he actually got them to pay for the gas. He got them to pay for the pumping out of the gas, but we spent half a day in Birmingham, in Hoover, Alabama, just trying to get the truck to where we could go. That was before cell phones or anything like that, so we didn't have anything like that to go on.
Linda, gosh, I worked side by side with you for 16, 17 years, and I'm thankful for those moments because I learned a whole lot about marriage, about motherhood, about financial woes and struggles and how to overcome those. Linda.
And then the next one is whenever me and Mama and Papa and Corey and Meredith were in South Haven at that ice cream place, and Mama had such a hard time with that strawberry milkshake. We laughed about that for hours. I mean, I still get tickled thinking about it.
That's definitely my favorite Mama Lynn memory. And then on top of that, just all the Saturdays we'd spend, she'd make me a little pallet on the floor, and we'd eat breakfast, and I'd watch cartoons and all that fun stuff that we did. And then when I was older, letting me stay for a semester while I was coaching and volunteered at ICC, and there was not a day that I left that house and I was not fed full and happy to go on about my day. So just really thankful for all the love and sweetness and kindness she's shown to me and the rest of us over the years.
Linda, I wasn't there at the time, but I laugh every time I think about you falling in Waterfront when it first opened. Greg telling the story was always so funny, how you just slid right across the floor and under the table. But anyway, you got to return the favor of laughing at me when I fell, walking out to the mailbox at Complete Home Care. And your commentary on that video absolutely was the funniest part of that video. But I just love you both.
And then something that they've both taught me in life is that no matter like how hard it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you work hard and have a good work ethic, you can accomplish anything. You can accomplish any task that you have in front of you as long as you have a good work ethic and you want to put your mind to do it. With my marriage, they've taught me that no matter what, as long as you have the other person and you have their back, y'all can accomplish anything. That it's always the two of y'all against the problem, not you and your spouse against each other. It's the two of y'all against the problem.
The Papa Larry, our wedding rehearsal dinner speech he did. That was great. That's funny. Oh,
Favorite memory of Pawpaw is when we took Barrett to the beach with them. This was like 2 summers ago. Barrett had just turned 3, and it was just the sweetest moment. It's not quite a story like the memory with Mama, but we were at a restaurant that had aquariums in their front lobby, like in the waiting area, and Pawpaw was holding Barrett, and they were just looking at the fish. And it was just the sweetest thing ever. I like took a mental image of it. I took an actual picture of it, but like I took a mental image of it and was just like, I want to remember this like forever, because it was so, so precious. So those are my favorite memories.
Loved hearing the story of you marrying so young and y'all not having anything. The story of you and Miss Quinn getting drunk on the wine always makes me giggle. But I would have loved to have known you at my age and younger, cause I know that we would have had a lot of fun together. But I'm just so grateful to have both of you in my life. Loved hearing.
The thing that I think that I've learned from both of them is they have the strongest work ethic of any people I've ever met. Be impossible to outwork either one of them, and I just try to do the best I can on that. But I try not to take sick days, and I just keep plugging away. And I think I got that from them.
And then, let's see, something they have taught me would be that, let's see, that, how to grow grass. How to grow grass. That's a big one. And something that else that they have taught me would be just being an example of how we want to be grandparents. That's a big one, because that's a good example of how I would like to be grandparents. And then there was something else. Oh, yeah.
All right, now for everybody's favorite low down, dirty, rotten skunk, aka Pawpaw Larry. No, we've had a ton of fun memories together, from the riding on the conveyor belt at the shoe plant. Some that I don't remember, but I was told about. Every time coming into town and getting a race car and an electric vehicle and going to race it at the shoe plant, and found a snake skin there one time. I was fired up about that. But I think my favorite story, besides the time that he almost caught the garage on fire after I told him to make sure that he put the fire out twice, and he said, "Oh no, it'll be fine." And my mom called and said the fire department was gonna have to come out there because his little fire he didn't put out twice has almost got the garage. Anyway, neither here nor there. That's one of everybody's favorite stories. It was the time that I got my arm stuck in the cup holder at the movie theater. So I was 8 or 9, and I just wanted to see how far my arm could go in the cup holder. It's before they had the little brackets, at the little T brackets at the bottom, or X brackets, where kids can't do that now. But I have all of a sudden in the middle of the preview stuck my arm elbow deep in this cup holder, and it was not coming out. We sat there and struggled and struggled and struggled, and finally Pawpaw thought he was going to have to go get butter out of the concession stand to get my arm out, but finally we got it pulled out. So I learned a very valuable lesson that day. The other one would probably be, as far as funny things goes, when I was about 10 and we were on that jet ski, and this was the year 2000, and Pawpaw was the only person, at least in Itawamba County, maybe Mississippi, that had a cell phone, and he also had a beeper. So we were on that jet ski, and he's wearing khakis, as he always wearing khakis and a polo. Not regular everyday jet ski attire, but he also probably thought his grandson wouldn't flip him into the water. But we're sitting there on that jet ski, and I turned it when it wasn't running, and off we went. And Pawpaw he got his cell phone, his beeper, pager, and just every little electronic device he got from Radio Shack got wet, and he was kind of upset, but he never really showed it. I think he just took it out on my coloring later when we went out to eat. But another just great memory. I know we were only supposed to do one, but I've got a ton. Is when I just always remember as a kid us going over to Tupelo and going to eat at Pizza Hut, and then going to go see a movie together. Those were always fun times. I think the last one we saw together, I was in middle school. I think it was Radio. So that's how long ago that's been. But it's just a ton of good memories, a ton of good times, and lots of laughing, lots of joking, and lots of carrying on.
And what they have taught me. So I've been in this family for, I think, 12 years now. And I could probably come up with 12 lessons. I could probably easily come up with like a lesson per year. But for the sake of the length of the video, I'll say that the biggest lesson that they've taught me so far is that it matters how you show up for people. Their marriage is a testament to commitment and is a testament to like continually showing up and staying consistent and staying dedicated. But their relationship with all of us too, it's just something that I have not like seen. It's just not as common. All of my grandparents, okay. All of my grandparents are with Jesus, and they have been for a very, very long time. My last living grandparent, she passed when Corey and I had not even been married for 3 years. So, and Corey didn't ever get to meet the other three. So anyway, my point is that while I know that they've supported me from heaven, and I know they're watching over me, it's been, golly, it's been a huge blessing to actually have grandparents, like by marriage, that are able to show up and are able to be here and support. They have impacted our lives. Gosh, like there's no way to actually like verbalize and capture the way that they've impacted our lives by showing up for us. I mean, they have supported us financially. They've supported us showing up for Barrett. They've supported us just moving. Like, our lives would not look the way that they look without their continual support. And to go back, that's the lesson that they've taught me, is that if you want a relationship with people, if you want to make an impact on them, you show up for them. That's how you do it. You keep making contact, you keep talking, you keep coming to things, you keep being available, you keep praying for that person, like you stay in their lives. Like, that's how you show up for people. And that's just made a huge difference in our lives, in our marriage, in our family, the little family that we're building. So that's definitely the lesson that they've taught me the most, is how to show up for people. So.
And then just something that both of them have taught me is just to always be nice, but always stand your ground, and that's something that's always been with me.
Okay, what I've learned from y'all, I have learned to slow down and enjoy nature. I know my birds is all I'm gonna say, because y'all have taught me a lot about birds and fish, and I think it's very important just to slow down and enjoy the natural gifts that God gives us. And I really have enjoyed seeing y'all have a good marriage, and the life struggles that y'all have overcome. They haven't been easy, but we've all done it together. And because that's one thing I've learned from the Quinns, is that when you're family forever, and that's a tight bond. So love you both very much, and happy Mother's Day, happy Father's Day, happy day. Bye.
Yes, the steak marinade. They have not taught me that. That's a mystery. That's a mystery. So, thanks, guys.
And with Mama, I'd have to say, honestly, probably just coming to your house every day after school and getting to talk to you. No matter the time, or how long I get to stay, I always love to come and see you. So, and us just talk about everything that's going on, and you keep giving me some advice on it.
I love feeding the fish with Mama, and I love running and throwing pine cones at each other
With
Papa. And they told me how to say goodnight at the end of the prayer.
The one thing and the most important thing that they have taught me, Larry and Linda, is unconditional love. That you can love a child that is not biologically your child without any hesitation, the way they have stood behind me, the way they have been good to me and loved me like their own. I have said it to many, many people. I love Larry and Linda Quinn as much as I love my mom and dad. They are my parents. They are the ones I go to for advice. They are just my family. And my family is not all blood. They are an inspiration to me when it comes to being independently dependent on somebody. That you can love somebody and be your own person. You can love somebody and have your own opinions. Even if they differ, you still love each other, no matter what. They are the best grandparents, the very best great-grandparents. They are everything in this world I have prayed for in-laws. But I don't see them as my in-laws. They are my family.
They're a great part of who I am today, and I love them so very much.
Thank y'all for accepting me and loving me and my kids, and I'll always be here for y'all.
Love y'all so much.
I love you guys very much.
Just could not ask for a better grandfather or set of grandparents. Just thankful for them both. Love you guys.
But I love you both so much, and I'm so grateful for y'all. And thank you for everything you do.